wind had softened. The storm that once raged now seemed like a far-off memory, its fury fading into whispers along the stone cliffs. The lighthouse stood calm, a sentinel bathed in morning light, its lens still turning with slow, purposeful grace. Louis sat quietly at the old table, his hands resting on the last unopened envelope. The paper was more fragile now, yellowed, edges curled slightly like old petals. It had remained sealed all these years, untouched, unread. It bore no date, just his name and Clara's familiar handwriting. He took a breath, held it, then exhaled slowly. His fingers trembled slightly as he peeled the flap open. Inside was a single sheet, neatly folded. No greeting, no formality, just words from a heart that had once waited on the shore. Louis, I do not know if this letter will ever find you, but I write it as if it might. There is a silence in the air tonight, a kind of stillness that feels like waiting. The war feels quieter now, but not because it is over, only because we are tired. I've kept writing even when I heard nothing, because I believe that someone must hold the line between here and there, between land and sea. I don't know where you are, but in case you're somewhere reading this, please know I never stopped thinking of you. In another life, I would have waited by the harbor every day. In this one, I waited in my letters. And if this is goodbye, then let it be the soft kind, the kind that sits with you long enough to become peace. With all my hope, Clara. Louis closed his eyes. For a moment, there was only the hush of waves, the quiet hum of the lighthouse, the memory of ink on paper, and the weight of words that had traveled across time. He didn't cry. He simply sat there with the letter in his lap, the fire crackling low, and the morning creeping slowly through the window. He would never know why the letters had stopped, but somehow it didn't matter now, because in the end, Clara had never really left. Not in the way that mattered. She had lived in each folded paper, each gentle turn of phrase, each moment of quiet when the world seemed too loud. Years passed. The lighthouse changed hands, then stood empty, and eventually forgotten. But in a drawer, still tucked neatly inside an old tin box, lay the letters. A story not written in books, but in flame and wind and words. A story of a war fought across oceans, and a love written between waves. And if you listened carefully, in the quiet hours near dawn, when the sea is still and the air hums with memory, you might just hear it, the crackle of the fire, the sigh of the wind, and the voice of someone, somewhere, reading out loud, to no one but the stars.